Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you today, and I am coming at you. I'm getting ready for today, so I'm coming at you as I'm getting ready and talking about some real talk. So get a cup of coffee, a soda, whatever floats your boat. We're about to really get down to some real talk. All right, so you guys, I've done the videos, a couple of them, and I'll link them all below. I think I did three separate times. I think I did three on three separate occasions regarding the food stamp shutdown. And I gave my thoughts on it. I also gave, besides, we all just sit around and talk and stuff like that. But no one wants to offer any resolutions. No one wants to tell the truth about what they did to get over it, what they did to get out of that situation. No one wants to really talk about that. That's then too personal. But then we talk about other things that should be considered too personal. We have much to say about those things. So the purpose of me doing that video was to get into it and to talk personal, to show you guys and to tell you guys, hey, guess what? The sister that you're looking at today was once on it too, and I'm gonna tell you how I got over it or how I got out of that situation, and gave advice, working advice, things that I actively did. So this isn't something that I read from a book. This isn't something that somebody telling you what they heard happened or they heard somebody say that they did. No, this is coming from a woman that's been there and done that and don't have no shame in telling you how, just like I made it out, you can too, sister. So, this video is basically talking about um, somewhat of the same thing, but we're going to even get even deeper because it is some current things that has went on that when I did those videos uh, was not facts then. All right. So, you already know that they said they, meaning the government, said that it was a glitch. It meaning when the a lot of people went to use their monthly benefits and it was not, even though it was available, saying it's available, it would not complete the transaction. So a lot of people had, I know the workers up in all the food markets was angry and pissed, highly pissed. Um, because what happened was a lot of people had to leave their carts there, full a cart full of stuff, and literally once they rung it up and they scanned it and everything, did all that work with bagging it up, you go to swipe the card, your snap card or your EBT card or whatever, and the benefits wouldn't be rendered, wouldn't be released. So imagine how many carts was left at the food market and people had to not only unbag it but put it all back too. So you guys know that they said it was a glitch. They said it was a glitch in the system. But ironically, even though it was a glitch, less than 2 weeks later, it was released in the Post newspaper that many, actually almost everybody that received food stamps was going to be cut by like $35, $40. Hmm. Wow. Right after the glitch, that's when you decide to say, not even give people 30 days notice. You said beginning November. Well, wait a minute. The glitch happened October the 1st, and November the 1st is when everybody that receives SNAP and food stamps, their benefits will be cut by about $40. Hmm. Very ironic. Right after the glitch. Hmm. But guess what? When you're relying on governmental aid, they can do that. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people knew that, but they just thought because in our lifetime, it's always been there. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's been changes to it, and yes, it's been depending upon the president that was in office. It's been mandated to have limitations placed on when you can receive certain benefits, how long you can receive them. the income requirements to be able to be eligible for those benefits. Yes, depending on, like I said, the current whoever was in office to make decisions as such. They've changed, the criteria levels or the qualification levels and all that kind of stuff. We all know that. But even though we knew they could do this at any given moment or any given time, we did not know if they would. If they would, meaning that if they would cut benefits or if they would even discontinue benefits. We didn't know. We knew that they could, but we didn't know that they would do it. We didn't even know that we'd be in a position as Americans to be in debt that we are, to not be able to afford certain programs and stuff like that we're accustomed to as Americans. So I'm saying all this to say they have cut less than 2 weeks later after the glitch. They have said that they have to decrease. Now you can imagine, you guys, it's a lot of Americans, millions of Americans that receive these benefits. You can imagine how many families would be affected by this. Yeah, it's a lot of people that don't spend their food stamps stupidly. It's a lot of people that don't throw away their food stamps on a bunch of junk. So it's a lot of people that actually can feed their family off of $40 or $50 a week because they make smart meals around what's on sale and things like that. They add rice and some potatoes and things like that to food. They know how to cook meals. And if they don't know how, they learned how by watching YouTube videos and stuff like that for things other than a bunch of silliness. So it's a lot of people that's going to be affected. I mean, if you can feed your family on a week on $40 or $50, that's a week's worth of meals gone for your family. So it's just a sad situation. Not everybody receive these benefits and they want to just be laying up on governmental assistance. A lot of people use these benefits for what they are intended for, and that's to be a stepping stool to assist them with reaching their goals, to assist them as they're trying to go to school. And even though they have children, they're still trying. Thank you, honey.
I like that though.
Oh, okay. And don't eat all them, Pody. I'm sorry, you guys. It's a lot of people that use them for what they're intended for. So, it's just a situation that is sad. It's a sad situation. It's a situation. It's a sad situation. It's a situation that, that people, we just have to pray, you guys. We have to pray, and then we also have to ask for guidance. We have to be mindful about what we spend. Now, I'm not saying, because y'all know I shop a lot, but what I'm saying is that for those who have a fixed income, we all need to be mindful whether you have a fixed income or not. Okay, that's just being a good steward over your finances, which is biblical. That's what we all supposed to do. Now, am I saying that we shouldn't buy clothing or belts or jewelry or hair? Should we not do those things? You do you. If you can afford to do those things and still live a certain life and still be able to save and still be able to put money in retirement funds later and still have a rainy fund bank account, if you're able to do that and still buy that lace wig and still buy jewelry from Kiana Diva Designs, yes, because 52.webs.com, the link will be below. If you're able to do those things and still be able to live not just for today but for tomorrow as well, then sure, yeah, buy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. What I'm saying is that, and what I do is I buy a lot, but I also am wise with what I spend my money on. I make sure I use perfect timing to make sure that I'm getting more bang for my buck. I make sure that, yes, just as much as I spend, I save as well. You understand what I'm saying? Trust me, my savings far exceeds what I spend. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. And I think that we can be wise with our finances and money, whether we are the poorest of the poor, whether we are what they consider the working poor, and many of you know what that is. The working poor is people that actually go out every single day and work their body to the bone. They work their behind off, and they're still classified poor because they fall into a certain income level, especially with the ratio of what the size of their family is. Working poor. It's up millions and millions of Americans that are considered working poor. So whether you are considered that, whether you are considered comfortable, whatever label you want to consider that as, whether you're considered medium or middle class, whether you're considered upper class, I think that we all should be good stewards over our finances. Not saying that we should never buy, but I am saying that we should buy wisely. Okay. And your income dictates how wisely that is. Okay. Only you would know what your income is and what your limitations should be. You know that. No one else knows. So, okay, thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
So that's what I wanted to say about that. Now, with this adjustment, or with these food stamps being cut, what I say is, if you don't know how to cook and you don't know how to make meals that are economic, learn. Just like you can look at videos on reviews, you can look at videos on people talking junk, you're learning nothing from it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have entertainment. What I'm saying is that just like you can look at stuff for entertainment, look for something that can make ends meet as well, despite these cuts. I told you guys a long time ago, buy a huge bag of rice. You know, I see a lot of Africans. They always buy a huge bag of rice. Why do you think that is? You can build a meal, any meal, off of that. Even if push comes to shove, you don't have nothing but some salt and pepper and rice. You can live off of that. People in Africa, when we go over and feed them, when we go over and feed the poor areas of Africa and the children that are orphaned and all that kind of stuff, you know what they fight over? Rice, oatmeal, potatoes. They don't need steak cut up in it. They're not fighting because it's orange chicken. The rice is over top of orange chicken glazed. They fighting over rice, oatmeal. Oatmeal don't have no raisins, apples, and cinnamon cut all up in it. Half the time it ain't got no butter in it. I could even say not half time, 99% of the time. Because by the time they spend money on butter and stuff, that's a few more miles. That's thousands of more miles they can feed. So they skip the butter. They looking at how to make sure these people can live. And that's the mode that you're going to have to be in. That's reality. So I say, start learning how to make stuff from scratch. Start doing things like our Nana used to do, and our grandmothers. They would make biscuits from scratch. Put some jam and some jelly on that. And that was a breakfast. When you didn't have much meat, you fixed that with the food. And everybody went to sleep that night with their bellies full. It's not that Nana and granddaddy had so much money. It wasn't that. But they, as my grandmother used to say, they used their hat for more than just a hat holder. I mean, they used their head for more than just a hat holder. And that's what we're going to have to start doing as a people, period. Again, no matter what income level you at. Because guess what? If the stuff hit the fan, money won't necessarily even matter. What'll happen is what's going to sustain you is having those things stockpiled in your home. Now, I'm not one of those people that's so crazy or so far out there that I believe like doomsday preppers. I'm a follower of Christ. But being a follower in Christ means that I'm a wise woman as well. I think that a lot of people overlook that. Being a follower of Christ means that you're not dumb by a long shot. Because what he's going to do is he's going to prepare you for certain things. You have to ask for guidance to be prepared. We don't have to have fear. That's what separates us from the world. But being prepared, yes, we are to do. And we have to do that in all aspects. Financially, spiritually, physically. We have to be prepared. Because we are still in this world. We ain't of it, but we still in this world. So, I hope that I am able to open up a dialogue. I hope that you guys place some messages below so we can talk about this, so we can bounce off each other, and talk about, tips on how people can be prepared. I know for me, what I'm going to start doing is I said I was going to start doing a series, and I have some videos already done. I just haven't uploaded them. I'm going to do a series on how to feed your family, even a family of 4. And I have a family of 4, but we also know that Nene's a vegetarian. I can't eat everything because of me having the weight loss or the gastric sleeve, so my stomach can't handle everything. And so we have different situations going on that a lot of people would struggle with being able to financially do it all. So if I can feed my family, and I'm going to show how you can feed your family on like $50 a week, if I can do it, and we have all these other things going on, and we eat well over here. Ain't no oodles and noodles in this house. We don't eat hot dogs and beans every day. No, we don't do that over here. No. Now we can, and we have, but that's not what we're doing right now. But I'm going to show you how you can make great meals and give you great meal ideas for very little money. You guys, if you've been following my channel for a long time, when I first started doing YouTube, even up until like a year and a half ago, I used to always show people how to make meals for $10 and under, feeding the army. And in fact, I still do videos like that. You may don't notice that they're $10 and under, but that's what I show. I always show meals that's $10 and under. I don't show it unless it's $10 and under. And sometimes I show stuff like fixing crab cakes and everything. But you better believe I got that crab meat on sale. I damn near got it for a steal. I thought I was going to have to run out the store because I felt like I stole something. And that's when I buy it. And I buy it in bulk when I get it that price. So we just have to be wise. We just have to be wise. And we have to be prepared. Because guess what? We live in a society and we're so much in debt as a country that you can't be prepared on what the scraps of the government give you. But what you can do is use those scraps. If you have to get those scraps that they trickle down and give you, we can use those scraps the best of our ability and stash away for later. It can be done. And like I said, I'm going to always give videos that's going to give you meal ideas. I'm going to do hauls and show you how much I paid for food and stuff like that. Show you how I was able to buy in bulk. Break down the cost for you guys. I'm doing this because I think that it's needed and I think that it's helpful. And it's very much so needed right now. I've always done this, but it's very valuable to everyone right now. And that's for whatever income you are, because it doesn't matter what income level you are, you need to be smart, period. Because when it's all said and done, you having those dollars, that paper, that cash in your hand will not mean a thing. Banks won't be working, they'll be shut down. Paper dollars won't matter. It won't matter when it's all said and done. But what will matter if you got 30 pounds of rice in your store, in your pantry or your basement. What will matter is that you have cans and cans of peanut butter and stuff like that. What will matter is if you have a Tupperware of candles and first aid equipment and materials. That is what matters. Those dollar bills, those 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and $100 bills won't mean nothing. It won't mean nothing. You could just toss that in the fireplace. So that's the people who think that they're well off. If you were smart, you would use some of those dollars that you got, since you're well off, to make sure you have a stockpile. I also will be doing and I'm not doing this just because of what's going on. I'm doing this because I live in a new area. You guys know I live in a new area. We don't have anybody over here, so I don't know how the electricity works around here when it's a storm or whatever. But I am going to be preparing my home with a Tupperware full of items that will get us by for a couple of days or even a couple of weeks if electricity is off because of power outages or things like that. So I will be sharing with you guys me doing that Tupperware, and I'm going to show you where you can get the items that I'm showing in that video, where you can get them dirt cheap so that you have an emergency backup Tupperware. It's going to consist of canned foods. It's going to consist of manual can openers, blankets, candles, first aid kits. We're going to put all of that together, and we're going to do it on a budget. I think that is important, not only for the season that we're about to embark on, which is winter, and not only because I live in a new area where I can't run to somebody else and ask for help or ask you to have this or that and take away from their family, take candles out of their house. I can't do that. But right now it's very much so necessary, because we live in a times that we've always lived in this time, but I think that a lot of people are facing that we live in an unstable time. This world is unstable. Fully. This world is so unstable that we can literally be fine one day and be in total devastation 24 hours later. So I hope that this video is going to birth some ideas. I hope that this video is going to birth some dialogue. I think that it's going to birth some conversation of how we can actually help each other as far as bouncing off ideas of each other. And that's one of the things that we do here. That's one of the, it's okay to talk and to have fun and the bells and whistles. But when it's all said and done, what substance do you have? What substance are you offering? What are you really instilling? How are you really helping people to do better, further themselves? Because that's important. That's more important than the bells and whistles. And that's what I've always offered on my channel. If you go back 3 years ago when I first started teaching people how to coupon, it was a purpose behind that. It wasn't just to get some free stuff and to hoard it. No, it was so that you can have money, free up money, so you can have money for other things. It was for those women out there that were struggling paying for diapers. It was for them women that thought that they had to swing on that pole because they couldn't make ends meet. And if we're wise with the money that we do have, that we do make, that we do earn, that we do receive, if we're wise with that, then we can make ends meet. We may have to shave off An area here and there. We may have to not shave it off, but eliminate an area here and there. You may have to skip the hair salon and learn how to do your own hair. You may have to skip the hair salon and learn how to buy a lace wig that look realistic and flip that wig into different hairstyles. And there you done save $200 a month from skipping the salon. So I'm not saying don't buy. I'm not saying don't look cute. Because I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it till its fullest. But you better believe, as I said before, however amount I spend, I save far more. Why? Not because I'm all that, not because I'm brilliant, but because I'm wise. It's a difference. And I pray that we all are instilled with that. That's part of being a woman, not just having a vagina. That's part of being a Proverbs woman. The blueprint is in the Bible of what we should be and what we should do. We just have to open our eyes and our ears up and listen and read it and digest it and implement those things into our lives actively. Not just know about it, but are you implementing those things that you know, that knowledge that you have? Are you implementing it into your life every single day? Sure, we'll fall short. We're going to fall on our face a lot. It's to be expected. But we have to actively aim to do better and get up the next day and do it all over again. So, all right, you guys, I love you all so much. I thank you all for riding with me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. We do it all here, but we do it all as a family, because it's two family. If you haven't checked out my store, the link will be below. You're going to get great quality at amazing prices. I will always continue to give you guys the best of me. I hand select the items that's on there. I make sure I price them so that they are affordable, so that you can look divalicious on a dime. And I will continue to do that. I thank you all for always being there. I thank you all for actively supporting me and my store. And I thank you all for being part of this family. Yeah. And make sure you thumbs up this video, because it's going to encourage me to continue to share. It encourages me to continue on this series of giving you guys information, showing you guys how we can do better, even giving you guys budget-friendly meal ideas and showing you how you can save money but live better. So on that note, I'll talk to you guys later. I thank you for riding with me, and see you all later. Thumbs up this video and be blessed.